Hello and welcome to this episode of Microchips, and today we're looking at this HAM International PUMA, a 120 channel AM/FM CB radio. Now it was bought as working, so I'm hoping there's not a lot wrong with it, but it should be a nice radio just to tidy up and get working and get within specifications. So let's have a look inside. Now I've already done a little bit of work on this radio. I needed to test something out, so the PLL's already been taken out, but when I was taking the PLL out I noticed somebody had cut the tracks, maybe for an EEPROM modification, who knows, but obviously they had to be recreated again. There's plenty of solder work on the board. The bleep has got a switch on it, but everything else seems okay. It looks like it's been worked on in the past, but nothing too bad. So like I say, I've already got the PLL out of this as I was testing something else in here, but today we're going to put it right. So we've fitted one of my AM/FM boards in there, so that'll give us UK40 from high band. Nice simple job to do. And we've got the front off. Now I'm not going to bother refurbishing the front, I've got no decals for it, so I'm just going to leave it as it is with its battle scars. So for this modification we need to take out the 3-position band switch. There it is. That's one thing we need to do, is we need to decipher the wiring for this band switch. So I'm trying to find out where the highlight comes from, and it actually comes from the crystal board. So if we have a look at the schematic diagram for this, for the low, mid, high, which is actually mid, high, super high. So in the low position, none of the two crystals on the loop oscillator board are connected, but then we connect to high and one of the crystals is connected, and when we connect to super high the other crystal is connected. So with nothing connected we get mid band, with one crystal connected we get high band, and the other crystal connected we get the super high, and the other side of the switch is just purely for the 41 to 80 display. And some people like to remove it, but I'm going to try and preserve it in this radio. Try and keep as much of it original as possible, but add in a little bit of extra functionality. So here we have a 6-pole 4-position switch. Probably more poles than what we actually need, but it's the 4-position I was interested with. So knowing the information from before, we can begin to connect the wiring up. Now these two wires are for the frequency trimmer board, the two red ones, and the green and the yellow are the UK40 connected into the UK40 position on the band switch. So I wired it up and let's see if it works. So high band, super high band LED comes on, and UK40. So we preserve the 41 to 80 display. I know it could have been easy just to get rid of it, but yeah, sometimes I like it, sometimes we can remove it. But that's our band select wired up. Now I've had to remove the centre lug off the front that holds the front on, because it was causing me issues and touching the wires. Now this is our frequency offset board. So all this is doing is switching in a variable capacitor, and that's going to be switched in with the two red wires that we had on the band select. So I've cabled that up. It's got a permanent supply, it's got the switch supply from the UK40 position, a negative supply, and the output to the crystal, and there's our variable trimmer on it. As you can see, it works quite well. It pulls the high crystal down just enough. So that's your super high, that's your high band, that's your mid band. Every time I move the crystal board the readings change, so I will set it up when it's all in place. But as far as the frequency correction goes, everything is perfect. As you can see, UKFM absolutely bang on. We've got high band and we've got the mid band, so yeah, all good. So we'll put that in a bit of shrink tubing, just put it inside the radio as close to the crystal as we can. Really, I do like to mount this on the back of the board, but due to the height of the crystals we can't on this one. And in true microchips fashion, we give it a quick squirt with foam cleaner and I'm going over with the brush. We get the front nice and clean. So I'll go over it with a cotton bud as well, just for the hard to get places, but that should do for our front. So let's have a quick performance check. So 6 watts across all the bands. I think the top end of super high is about 5.5, or just above 5. So that's all good, no need to adjust there. Let's have a look at this Synad blah blah blah. So I'm not sure the actual microvolt, but around 115, minus 115 dB, as long as it sits around that 20 mark on the Synad meter, everything's good. And the S meter was bang on S9 with a minus 70 dB. So I've got no reason to suspect the receiver is bad. Now I've had the cases professionally powder coated by a local powder coat company. They've done an absolutely amazing job. They've turned a battered old case into something that looks as good as factory. So there's our HAM International PUMA sat on channel 19 of the UK40. Now I've not put any decal on the front to show UK40, it's just one click to the right of the high now. So you can't tell that it's been messed with, but you've got that extra position on the band switch. When somebody's been in this before, they've removed all the cell call gubbins, so there's nothing on the cell call. So I could have put the Roger beep switch on that, but I'm not too bothered about that. So there we have a nice HAM International PUMA. Not really in too bad a condition really. Maybe sometime in the future I'll look into get some decals made. Should be quite easy for this radio. But as it is at the moment, it's nice and original, just with an extra click on the band switch for UK40. But anyway, hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join the Facebook group, buy me a coffee, see me eBay store. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.